This is the worst thing that could have happened, as Justin Fields suffers an injury on only the second day of training camp, and now we have to see how Aaron Glenn is going to pivot, as we realize that the Jets are the most cursed franchise in the history of the NFL, and we got to break this down. So what's up, guys? I'm Matt Long. Welcome to Jets Digest. Before we hop into the video for today, only 37.8% of people are subscribed to the channel, so if you're not subscribed, please take a second, hit that subscribe button, but enough of that. The news today coming from Adam Schefter. Jets quarterback Justin Fields was carted to the locker room with an apparent lower leg injury. This is obviously horrible news. We have more tweets coming from Jets insider Zach Rosenblatt. Justin Fields is being tended to by a trainer now. He ran one play of 11 on 11, was pressured. Then the Jets stopped the team drill to do some special teams as Fields limped to the sidelines. And then he also says Justin Fields being carted inside after being limping off and being checked by the trainer. Not great. I also have one more tweet on my phone from DWAZ73 saying Fields, who was seated in the cart, was able to get off the cart under his own power and walk into the facility. So we have some updates coming out about this Justin Fields injury. So if he is able to walk, that means, hopefully it's not the, a torn Achilles, which is what actually Sports Illustrated is saying, which might be a little bit disingenuous, but we'll see what they have to say right here. This was supposed to be the year that former Ohio State Buckeyes quarterback Justin Fields broke out and became a star in the NFL. After 4 middling seasons playing in unideal situations, he was getting a new opportunity to be the unquestioned quarterback one for a New York Jets team on the rise. Unfortunately, his year of destiny may have just been derailed. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported on X that Justin Fields was carted off to the locker room from Jets training camp with an apparent lower leg injury. Further details are sure to come, but this certainly isn't a good sign for the former 11th overall pick, with some speculating that it could be a torn Achilles. Now, Sports Illustrated is saying that some are speculating that it could be a torn Achilles. I haven't seen that anywhere, and so the fact that it's a non-contact injury, that he had to be carted off the field, obviously that's concerning. Although one thing we do have to say is when players get carted off the field from training camp into the locker room, they are overly cautious with the cart in that situation. So him limping off the field him getting the cart doesn't necessarily mean that his ACL or his Achilles is gone. Obviously, the fact that it is a non-contact injury is a lot scarier than it being a contact injury. You would rather see him, bang knees with somebody, because then you can understand that, he'll probably be out for a couple weeks, but it removes the possibility of that horrible season-ending injury that just knocks him out for the whole year. That's what you want to avoid, obviously. Now, we will also say that him walking off of the cart and into the locker room also does not confirm that he's okay, because we see players walk off. Richard Sherman walked off his injury. Kobe obviously walked off the torn Achilles. People walk off torn Achilleses and torn ACLs all the time. It's possible. That does not confirm that it's not hurt. Although for right now, we are obviously not going to speculate that his ACL's gone, but we do have to be worried that this season was just derailed by training camp. I mean, obviously, just a couple of years removed from Aaron Rodgers going down at the very, very, very start of the year. I don't understand why our team every single year, there's something crazy that goes wrong with this team. I mean, people say the Jets are cursed. I like to tell people they're not cursed. It's just Woody Johnson's bad ownership, but this is not Woody Johnson's fault. He brought in a player with a ton of upside that even if the team only had a win-loss set by Vegas of 5.5, the over-under, at least it was going to be fun to watch. At least Justin Fields was going to bring, and has brought, and did bring, excitement to the New York Jets organization. Even if they were going to be losing on Sundays, it was going to be a lot more fun to watch on Sundays, especially starting off with him being able to have the opportunity to match up with his former team in week 1 of the regular season. Now, obviously, week 1 is in jeopardy, but we don't want to do too much speculation. We want to make sure we get further updates on the injury before we actually talk about how badly is he really hurt. So we don't have a ton of opportunity or a ton of information right now, but we do know that it's obviously something to be worried about. This early into the training camp is when a lot of bad injuries occur, because players' bodies aren't ready for the extra stress of cutting harder. When they're wearing the pads, they're obviously heavier, so even the lighter cuts feel harder on their body. Yesterday, we watched Artie Burns from the Miami Dolphins. He went down with a torn ACL. Players go down with these bad non-contact injuries early in training camp because their body is not yet acclimated to NFL practices, NFL training camp, and that's what we were hoping has not happened to Justin Fields. But now, let's talk about how this actually does affect the team. Obviously, if it's not a bad injury, Justin Fields was someone who needed to practice. He needed to get reps. He didn't need to get on the same page with Garrett Wilson and Jeremy Ruckert because he knew them from college. That should have been a little bit built in. Just a little bit of refreshing would have been on the docket for those players, and then they would have been okay to go. But with Josh Reynolds, with Malachi Corley, with Arian Smith, with the other players in this Jets offense, Justin Fields needed to play with them to not only get chemistry with them, but mostly he needed to develop as a quarterback. It's not a secret that Justin Fields has not been what the Bears wanted him to be. He wasn't what the Steelers wanted him to be. He needs to develop more on his short game, his medium game. He needs to be more consistent, more accurate, and make faster and better reads in the side of the pocket. So he can't work on doing those things if he is sidelined with an injury. So this is a player in the NFL that even if it is a short-term injury, it's really, really bad for him because Justin Fields needs the reps. He needs the work. He needs to be on the field. I mean, we watched last season, even the top wide receivers who held out to start the season, Jamar Chase, Brandon Ayuk, CeeDee Lamb, they came out to slow starts. And those guys are a lot better at wide receiver than Justin Fields is at quarterback. These NFL players, the NFL is too tough of a league. If you are not practicing, you are not going to be ready to play. Justin Fields, he has to be at practice. We got to obviously hope for the best when it comes to this injury update and just really hoping that this is not going to be something super long-term, hoping that they are being overly cautious with that cart. That is the number one thing that we're looking for right now because so far we just know that he limped off and was carted off the field. I'm hoping that people are overreacting to this, but I mean, this news is spreading absolutely everywhere. Every single news outlet is picking up the fact that Justin Fields was carted off the field. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's over for him. If it was, I mean, Tyrod Taylor would be the quarterback for the season. That New York Jets win-loss would definitely be going under, and then Aaron Glenn would absolutely have his work cut out for him. I'm hoping that we don't have to see what Aaron Glenn is going to do if he doesn't have Justin Fields this season. I want to see how Aaron Glenn handles the questions about Justin Fields in his press conference coming up. Each head coach in the NFL, they have varying degrees of how honest they are with the media when it comes to player injuries. And I am interested to see which level of honesty Aaron Glenn is going to take. Is he going to be like Bill Belichick, who says absolutely nothing? Is he going to be like John Harbaugh, who says absolutely everything and is very upfront and forthcoming with injury updates? This is an opportunity for Aaron Glenn to show what kind of coach he's going to be. Is he going to stand strong in the face of adversity? I'm sure he will, but this is just an opportunity to prove to the non-believers, if anyone isn't bought in on the character of Mr. Coach Aaron Glenn so far, he's going to go out and show you guys, show everybody exactly who he is when adversity comes. And I have no doubt that Aaron Glenn will stand strong in this, when we are navigating whatever this is. I'm sure Justin Fields is, the New York Jets coach are taking a look at Justin Fields' leg right now. And I have no doubt that there will be an update to this video coming out later today, but that's what I got for this video. So if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Hopefully Justin Fields is okay, and go Jets.